Hello, we are discussing about GATE 2014 ECE paper, and this topic is related to analog circuits. For the common collector amplifier shown in the figure, the BJT has high beta, negligible VCE saturation and VBE of 0.7 volts. The maximum undistorted peak-to-peak output voltage is, we are going to calculate maximum undistorted peak-to-peak output voltage of the common collector amplifier given. So generally the maximum output voltage is going to be taken care with the help of output characteristics. If you draw the output characteristics of common collector, output characteristics is always between output current versus output voltage. Output current is nothing but output terminal is emitter, so that IE is nothing but output current, and output voltage is nothing but VEC, voltage from emitter to collector. Because for common collector, emitter is output terminal, so current flowing through emitter is output current, voltage across emitter is nothing but output voltage. For the given constant input current is nothing but IB. So if IB is constant, at that time the current is going to be increases linearly and it will find, and this is for one value of IB1 for example. And next, if IB2 you applied, at that time these are going to be the IB2. So these are output characteristics. And if you draw the DC load line on this one, okay, if you draw DC load line on this one, at that time the DC load line will be looks like this. So DC load line is nothing but intersection point of DC load line will intersect the output characteristics at one point, that will be treated as a Q point. So Q point is nothing but, this is Q1. This is a Q point whenever the base current is at IB1, and this is Q point whenever the base current is at IB2. Q point is nothing but intersection point of DC load line with output characteristics for the given base current. So this is DC load line. So Q point is nothing but intersection of DC load line with output characteristics for the given base current. If the base current is IB1, the Q point is nothing but Q1. If the base current is changed to IB2, by that time Q point is also changes to Q2. So for the proper amplification, we must select the Q point must be in the middle of DC load line, so that, okay, so you must choose the base current such that the Q point must be in the middle. So Q point is nothing but, this is the Q point which is going to be giving the points in this way. This is ICQ and it is VCEQ. So Q point is nothing but with respect to DC voltages, that implies nothing but no AC input signal is applied. Whenever you are not applying any AC input signal, by that time that condition is called as zero signal condition. On zero signal condition, that is when no inputs AC signal is applied, by that time the current flowing in the circuit and the voltages across the circuit, that is operating conditions of the circuit when no signal is applied, that is called as Q point, operating point, quiescent point. So that is ICQ and VCEQ. Now after getting this one, normally this is called as operating point. This operating point you will get because of biasing. Biasing is mainly used to make the transistor to operate in the forward active mode, okay, where it can act as amplifier. Now after making the biasing complete, that is now we can ensure that when the transistor is operating in forward active mode, so that it can act as amplifier. Now you can able to apply input signal which can amplify. If you apply input signal, at that time the situation is going to looks like this, okay. If you are applying an AC signal, so that the input current, the current flowing through this transistor is II. If it is going to be changing sinusoidally from the base current of IB, what we are seeing, this is, okay, this is IE. So whenever base current is increases, at that time IE is also increases, okay, and whenever IE is increases, at that time VC is also increases, okay. So this is nothing but you will get the maximum excursion from Q point onwards towards 0 as well as towards VCC. So how much you are going to be, you have chosen that one, this is VCEQ. The total excursion towards 0 is nothing but VCEQ minus 0, which is nothing but VCEQ itself. So on lower side if it is VCEQ, on upper side also it will go for one more VCEQ. So total peak to peak excursion, peak to peak output voltage excursion, output voltage variation, total peak to peak output voltage variation can be 2 times of VCEQ if the Q point is known. So 2 times of VCEQ is nothing but generally taken as peak to peak output voltage variation. Okay, so now we should calculate VCEQ. From that one, if you multiply it with 2, at that time we will get the peak to peak variation. VCEQ calculation of VCEQ now, that is with respect to DC analysis. DC analysis is nothing but no AC signal is applied. That implies nothing but all capacitors acts as open circuit. All capacitors acts as open circuit. So by that time we can neglect the capacitors over here. This capacitor and this capacitor can be neglected. And what was given is nothing but beta is very large. Beta is very large. It was given. Whenever beta is very large, we can assume that one IB is equal to IC by beta, which is 0. So simply neglect the base current. So base current is neglecting is nothing but current flowing through base is 0. So whatever the current flowing through 5 kilo ohm, that also flows through this 10 kilo ohms. So we can write this point is nothing but VB. Assume that one. VB is nothing but voltage across base, which is nothing but voltage across R2. Okay, so we can write the equivalent circuit like this. So Thevenin's equivalent at base. Thevenin's equivalent at base is going to be looks like this one. This is a circuit V0 and it is VTH plus minus, and it is RTH. Current flowing through RTH is 0 because base current is neglected. So we don't need to calculate the RTH value. Okay, so by that time VTH can be calculated as voltage across 10 kilo ohms. So using voltage division rule, you can calculate it as 10 by 10 plus 5 into 12, which is nothing but VTH value will be equal to, okay, this is 8 volts you will get, and VBE was given as 0.7 volts plus minus. So from this one we can write it as V0 is equal to 8 minus 0.7, which is nothing but 7.3, which is nothing but IE times of RE. Okay, IE is nothing but in this case it is ICRE. Okay, from this one RE value is known, RE value is 1, this is equal to 7.3 volts. From this one IC is equal to 7.3 divided by 1 kilo ohm. 7.3 divided by RE, RE is nothing but 1 kilo ohm, so that it will be 7.3 milliamperes. Now we should calculate VCE value. VCE at Q point is nothing but VCC minus IERE. That is nothing but VCC minus ICRC is nothing but VCE. VCE is this one. VCE is voltage from collector to emitter, and it is connected with plus VCC. Okay, so from this one we can write it as VCC is nothing but 12 volts minus the ICRC value is 7.3 volts, that is nothing but 4.7 volts. VCE is 4.7 volts, so peak to peak output voltage is 2 times of VCE, which implies nothing but 2 into 4.7, that is nothing but 9.4 volts. So the right answer for this question is nothing but 9.4 volts. So V0 will be 9.4 volts. Without any distortion you will get, okay, output voltage is 9.4 volts. It can vary from 0 to 9.4 with the meanwhile VCEQ is at 4.7 volts. Thank you.